His hand moved like he owned the world, like he owned her. I saw it before I heard the words, his palms sliding under the hem of her skirt, fingers curling against fabric that had no business being touched by him. My wife froze, a forced laugh spilling out of her lips like broken glass. And then his eyes found mine. "Leave," he sneered, voice low, sharp with arrogance. "She's mine now. Or face me, man to man." The room thickened with silence. The hum of conversation around us blurred into a dull roar. I didn't speak. I smiled, because in that moment the decision was already made. That night, as she slept beside me, I lay awake. Her breathing steady, my pulse anything but. My mind replayed every second, every flicker in her eyes when he touched her. She didn't stop him. She didn't push him away. She didn't look at me. The betrayal wasn't in her words. It was in her stillness. And his audacity was a mirror held up to me. He thought I was weak, thought she was his to take. I could have confronted her, could have demanded the truth, the explanations, the excuses. But rage is predictable, and I don't play predictable games. The next days I watched, quiet, patient. She laughed at her phone more often, stayed late at work, smiled at nothing in particular. Her boss's name appeared on call logs. His emails were marked private. Every detail was fuel. Every silence between us was confirmation. I gathered everything. Messages forwarded, schedules aligned, photos snapped when she thought she was invisible. A paper trail of betrayal, neat, precise, irrefutable. Each night, I lay next to her with my mask fixed firmly on. She whispered good night into the dark, and I whispered nothing back. The proof came faster than expected. A message she forgot to delete, a thread of conversation buried just low enough she thought I'd never look. "Last night was unforgettable," he wrote. "Next time, don't worry about him. He'll leave eventually." I didn't feel fire. I felt ice. Because now it wasn't suspicion, it was truth. And truth has weight. I waited. Timing is everything in dismantling arrogance. The opportunity came at his office gala, a place drenched in power plays and shallow smiles. She stood beside me, radiant, pretending nothing was broken between us. He moved across the room with the same sneer he'd given me that night, the same assumption etched into his bones. I let him believe it, until I didn't. The confrontation wasn't loud, it wasn't violent. I walked up to him, slid the envelope into his hands, and leaned close enough that only he could hear. "Read," slowly. He smirked, ready with some line. But the smirk faltered as the photos spilled out, the screenshots, the messages inked on paper. His eyes shifted, widening with each page. And then the blood drained from his face. I'd watched him shrink inside his suit, his posture collapsing under the weight of what I'd built. His hand trembled, his mouth opened. No words came. She saw it, saw him breaking, saw me, calm as stone beside him. Her mask cracked in real time, horror spreading across her face as she realized what he held, what I had given him. The predator had been gutted, and I hadn't raised a hand. He couldn't speak when she grabbed his arm, demanding an explanation he couldn't form. His tongue was useless, his arrogance gone. The same man who'd sneered at me, who'd claimed ownership over her body and her loyalty, stood paralyzed by truth. I leaned in once more, my voice level, almost kind. "You thought she was yours. You thought I wouldn't see. But everything you touched is poisoned now. Every step you take, ruin waits." He looked at me then, not with arrogance, with fear. And that was enough. We left together, but silence rode between us. Her hand tried to find mine once, weak, Desperate, I didn't move. At home, she broke. Words tumbled out, excuses, tears, apologies, promises to cut ties, to fix what she had shattered. I listened, quiet. Then I told her what I had told myself for weeks. You made your choice long before tonight. So did I. Her sobs filled the space I had already vacated in my heart. She collapsed onto the floor, begging, her mascara streaking like ash. I didn't kneel, didn't console. I walked past her. People imagine revenge as fire, explosive, consuming. But the truth is colder. It's the silence after betrayal, the absence of forgiveness, the knowledge that they will choke on their own regret long after you've left them behind. Her boss thought power made him untouchable. My wife thought silence made her safe. Both were wrong. Because I don't rage, I calculate. And when I strike, it isn't with noise. It's with silence that lasts a lifetime. When I closed the door behind me that night, I didn't look back. Her sobs followed me into the dark. But for the first time in months, I felt light. Because I knew she was no longer mine, and he was no longer hers. They had destroyed each other. All I had to do was watch and smile.